It was a Sunday afternoon. Gaurav was relaxed. He had a nice meal at home. He was enjoying a peaceful stroll in his colony park. The sun was shining, birds were chirping, and Gaurav was enjoying his favorite ice cream. Suddenly, a bird swooped down and left a gift on his spotless white hoodie. Now, he didn't ask for this. He was certainly not happy. But guess what he did? He didn't hurl abuses at the bird. I mean, why would he? So, what Gaurav did was he pulled out a tissue from his pocket, cleaned up the mess, and moved on, once again enjoying his ice cream. That, my friends, is how I want you to think about criticism from now on. It can feel like an unwelcome bird dropping, messing up your otherwise perfect day. But how you handle it can determine whether you let it ruin your mood or use it as a chance to grow. Today, we're unpacking not one, not two, but three master hacks to help you handle criticism smartly. And this will save you from all that stress, pain, anger, silent tears that the tsunami of criticism brings with it, and also help you with using it as an opportunity to grow. I promise by the end of this episode, you'll walk away with some tools that will make you handle criticism smarter than you thought was possible. I keep sharing tips and hacks to better your speaking and writing skills on Instagram so that you can sharpen your communication skills right at home. If you're not following already, hit the follow button on my Insta handle, which is Communicate 101. And in case you have any particular queries, you can shoot me a message there too. Let's dive into today's master hacks. I'll share a quick story. It's actually something which happened with a colleague of mine. His name is Dev. He was working on a presentation for a whole 1 week and he was really perfecting it. He was about to give the most crucial presentation at work. And believe you me, the kind of meticulous efforts that he puts in, he was also super proud of his efforts. Now, after giving the presentation, he felt he did it well. But after the meeting, his manager told him, Dev, your slides were a bit too cluttered. That one sentence, that was like a dart to his confidence. Instead of focusing on the hours of hard work or the great points he made, Dev spiraled into self-doubt. He was miserable. Criticism can sting, no doubt about it. But before we dive into the hacks and strategies, let's understand why criticism feels like a dagger to the heart. Think of yourself as an artist in an exhibition. Each painting on the wall represents something personal. Your work, your values, your relationships. When someone critiques one of your paintings, it feels like they're critiquing you. They're criticizing you. But criticism is rarely about the artist. It's about the viewer's perspective. And that's the first lesson. Criticism often says more about the critic than it says about the person being criticized. I've learned this the hard way in the early days of my career as a communication coach. I once gave a presentation, actually a workshop, which I thought was amazing. And by the end of it, one participant said, Your examples were too generic. Ouch. My first reaction was to get defensive. Generic? I shared examples from my life. How can you? But later I realized their comment was not about my value as a coach. It was about their need for something more specific. So let's face it, the world isn't going to stop offering opinions anytime soon. How can we ensure that criticism doesn't knock us off balance, instead becomes a stepping stone for growth? Let's dive into the 3 strategies to handle criticism without losing your cool right now. Last Tuesday, I was walking through a crowded marketplace carrying a basket of eggs. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. 2 eggs fell. I could either 1. Yell at them for ruining my day, or 2. Stop, pick up the broken egg and move on. I remembered my learning, my strategies and smiled because criticism is a lot like a bump in the market. It's inconvenient, sometimes messy, but how you respond determines whether you stay stuck in the moment or you move forward with your basket intact. Alright, so here comes the first tool for your anti-bird dropping toolkit. We'll unpack it with some real examples and analogies. The first strategy is my personal favorite. I call it M square, like M with a superscript 2, M square, the mirror mindset. To understand this, think about what a mirror does. It reflects, right? A mirror doesn't argue, it doesn't judge, it simply reflects. So what you need to do when you use the M square or the mirror mindset strategy is that you reflect, not react. Imagine if someone says, your presentation was sloppy. Now, instead of letting that comment hijack your emotions, visualize a mirror. That's right, a mirror. It reflects back what is in front of it. So without taking it personally, step back. Ask yourself, what does this feedback really reflect? Is it about me? Or is it more about the person giving it? Or is it more about the needs of the person who's giving it, whatever is unfulfilled? My colleague Anjali, a graphic designer, is super touchy, much like old me. She always used to cry when her manager criticized her at work. But when she used the mirror mindset strategy, she's a happy shining star now. That day she was in a client's meeting in front of her manager and the whole team. The client said, Anjali, your designs don't have that wow factor. We're looking for a wow factor. The old Anjali would have broken down. But this Anjali, instead of reacting, she asked the client, could you show me an example of what wow means to you? Turns out the client didn't mean that her work lacked creativity. They simply preferred a different color palette. So you see, the criticism wasn't about her skills. It was about aligning expectations. There will be criticism coming all the time. How you reflect upon it, how you use the mirror mindset, how you use the M square strategy, that matters. You have to behave like smart weather reporter. A storm of criticism is always heading your way. If you react emotionally, you're like someone trying to stop the rain with an umbrella. Futile, frustrating. But if you reflect, you're the smart reporter who's observing the storm, who's figuring out its path, who's unaffected. So the next time someone's words feel like a punch to the gut, don't jump into conclusions. Pause. Ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, is this feedback, is this criticism really about me? Number 2, is it a reflection of their preferences? Number 3, what can I learn from this reflection? Whenever someone criticizes you, try the mirror mindset. You'll be pleasantly surprised with the results, and when you are, don't forget to tag me in your stories on Instagram. My Insta handle is Communicate101, and you know I love to hear from you. Keep practicing the mirror test and learn not to take any criticism personally. While you practice this strategy, let me show you the second one, which has worked for a lot of my clients, and I hope and trust it's going to work for you as well. Coming up is that strategy in the next leg. Criticism is a poorly wrapped gift. Sure, the packaging might be ugly, but it has something valuable inside. The second strategy, which I'm going to share now, will help you unpack and reveal the gift inside. I call it the pause and process strategy. When you pause and process, you're unwrapping the gift without letting that messy tape frustrate you. Let's say if your manager says, your team isn't meeting deadlines, your instinct might be to blurt out, hey, that's not fair. My team's doing the best. But instead, if you take a moment, breathe, count 5 backwards from Z. Backwards. Don't say VWXYZ. Instead say ZYXWV or ZYXWV, whatever you pronounce. Now this pause will give your brain a chance to shift from the fight or flight mode to problem solving mode. When you're using the pause and process hack, it's all about creating a moment of calm before you respond. When criticism stings, count to 5. Backwards from Z. Breathe in deeply. If the feedback feels unclear, you can ask a clarifying question, like you can say, "Can you please elaborate on that? Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you please explain this a bit more?" If you ask, get the feedback, get more clarity, that criticism will stop stinging. It will not seem like a criticism at all. And even the person who's criticizing will realize that you're looking for a feedback. So the criticism will change into a feedback. Let me know how you handle criticism. What part of criticism affects you? The tone of the comment, the person who says it, or the fact that he criticizes you in front of other people? Or, tell me honestly, would you take criticism differently if he criticizes you privately? Share your thoughts. You can message me on Insta. My handle is communicate101, or you can email me at info@sarikasingh.in. The third strategy that I'm going to share is very close to my heart because this one my dad taught me. My dad was a very calm and patient man, so much so that if there was a terrorist attack outside our home, he would be quiet inside, watching his news without an iota of worry. We were all panicking, going mad without a game plan, and he would have the perfect strategy ready in his head, and that would always work. So whenever I would return home like a crybaby because someone had said something to me, he used to tell me the story of Reinhardt, the Australian miner who struck gold. I don't know if this is a real story, but I have heard it so many times that now it seems real to me. So Dad, God bless you in heavens where you reside now. This one's for you. Every day, Reinhardt, the gold miner, headed into a muddy riverbed. He knew there was gold in that riverbed. But he also knew that not every scoop of dirt will contain gold. That didn't make him discard the process. With patience, sifting through the dirt, gallon after gallon, dirting himself, soiling his clothes and shoes every day and stinking like poo every day. People would call him silly, stupid, call him names, discourage him, criticize him. But Reinhardt was not ready to give up. Soon, he was separating the valuable nuggets from the rubble. And over time, ignoring what everyone said about him and his efforts, Reinhardt became the richest gold miner in all of Australia. That's exactly how we need to approach criticism. Not every comment or criticism or remark is valuable, but some feedback might be a gem that can spark real growth. The trick lies in developing the skill to differentiate the two. When you receive criticism, your first task is to analyze it objectively. Step away from it. Separate the gold from the dirt. What part of the feedback is actionable? What part is helpful? That's your gold. What part of the feedback is an emotional noise? What is unhelpful? What is irrelevant? That is the dirt. Most of us take criticism at its face value, either rejecting it outright because it stings or accepting it entirely without reflection. Both approaches are flawed. When we reject outright criticism, we often miss out on valuable insights. It's like walking away from the river because the first scoop was just mud. On the flip side, if we're blindly accepting criticism, it can lead to self-doubt. Because not all feedback is accurate or fair. Some comments might reflect the critic's biases, not your reality. The gold miner's approach teaches us to sift through criticism, keeping what's useful and letting the rest wash away like sand in the river. I remember when I had just started working and my manager told me, "You lack leadership skills." I felt crushed. I cried so much that day, I barely wanted to go to work the next day. When I met him later the next day, he laughed. "Why didn't you ask me to share an example of what I said?" That question would have led to some actionable advice. He added, I criticized because I wanted to see how you react. And you reacted like a kid. I took that gold nugget that day, worked on it, and today he's my mentor. He still is my mentor, although he still doesn't miss an opportunity to criticize me. As we wind up, I'm going to show you how to effectively apply these 3 strategies together in case of any criticism. Let's say your partner is annoyed with you and says, "You're a narcissist, you never listen to me." Apply the mirror mindset, M square. Reflect, is this about how I'm behaving? Or is my partner generally feeling unheard? Then pause and process it. Ask yourself, could I have behaved differently? Use the gold miner's approach. Dig deeper and ask your partner, what makes you feel that way? So the next time someone lobs a critique your way, think, mirror it, tame the tidal wave and pan for that hidden gold. Because even the messiest feedback, believe you me, has the potential to be pure magic. Only if you know how to work it. If you think this episode added some value to your skills, don't forget to rate and review this episode. So I do it as my social commitment to help you level up your communication skills. So what you say, wherever you say it, truly matters. Thanks for tuning in today. Handle that bird poop well this time. I'll catch you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.